Hi everyone, Mary at Espresso Press Design. Thank you for joining me today. This is going to be a change of video publishing date. So I'm recording this on the 28th, but my videos will now be on Sundays. So that's a little announcement, and I'll tell you why as we go along here. But I thought today I would just go back to stencil printing, and I have some stencils here and some homemade stencil doily, plastic doily items. I've used these many times in the past. So I have been experimenting with the stencil printing and how to get some results that I actually like. And I'm going to show you that today. And I have my new watercolors here, so that I'm going to use that, of course. And so, and I'm also going to do this on watercolor paper because it stays wet a little longer. And I have some copy paper here to put the paint on the back of my stencils. So I have done a little color blocking and dried this just so I can get some color in the background. But what I have found is it's good to combine all the techniques to get the best results, in my humble opinion. So I have done actual stencils, stencil printing, which is this, the doily, and then these circles are a reverse, if you can tell. So I've just combined a lot of different techniques in one image, and that seems to avoid things getting muddy. And I am working from light to dark. So those are two things probably to keep in mind. So I'm just going to start with, I chose a couple of favorites, and I'm just going to put and combine small and large elements. Combine small and large, more open elements. So I didn't get my entire stencil collection over here to try that, but I'm going to show you here how I've been doing these and learning using a whole bunch of different stencil techniques. Now I know you can do this very simply with ink, stencil printing with ink pads on the back. So I'm just starting by blocking in some stencils, and I'm just using a brush because I don't mind that effect of it not being perfect. So I'm just basically doing somewhat of an abstract painting here. And I would probably say these are my medium tones. I don't want to get them too dark either. So there we go for that one. And then I have this one. And let's go in with, let me see, what do I have under there? Okay, let's do this because I'm just going to wipe off that color that's already there if I'm not careful. Let's try to put a little more turquoise in there. I can get some here. See what happens. My brush might have been a little wet. Yeah, it was. That's okay. I really do like these paints. If you didn't watch my previous video, which was a product review, I had a little time yesterday to come down and play with them on watercolor paper, which I don't use all the time. But if I want to make a new paper, now that really smeared there, but that's okay. I got way too much water there. Okay, let me go over some of these pink areas a little bit. So the reason I'm changing my video publication day is because the only group I'm in remaining, which is, oh, I did that again. That's too much water. Where's my cloth? Let me get this brush dryer. They only allow you to post your YouTube channel on Sunday, and they changed the rules. And if I have to wait 5 days to post it where I'm, you know, going to already have an audience, by the time they won't even, it'll be 5 days old, and I don't know. Videos today have a shelf life, it appears. I mean, that's not really how I watch videos, but if I find a channel I like, I watch their entire playlist. Or if I find something I want to learn, I'll watch their entire playlist. But I don't know if that's how most people do it. So I also did this one a little bit. Let me see if I can get a nice dry color in here that's not going to be too overpowering. Nice dry brush, I mean. I could be using my blending brushes to do this. I'm just too lazy. And I don't mind. I don't mind the unexpected things happening generally. As long as I'm not creating mud. So I have another announcement. I might be closing my Etsy shop in January. And I'm probably just going to talk about this if anyone is crazy enough to think about opening an Etsy shop today. Etsy has done 3 new things that I'm aware of that I did not have time to research due to everything that was going on with my brother. Aside from noticing something major was happening. So Etsy has done 3 new things. By the way, I do have a new workshop on there that I'm aware of that have been wreaking havoc with a lot of sellers, including myself. And it's just slim shady. And that's no way to conduct a business, and I'm just tired of constantly reacting to Etsy's terminal personality changes. It's not stable, it's not sustainable, and this time they've really jumped the shark. So what they have done is, after I did have my paper down here, but how many shops they have added every year since 2022. But anyway, they went from since around 2021, say, not too long after the lockdown, they added over 5 million new shops. And in the last year or so, they have purged 2 million of those, bringing their total to over 7 million shops, which isn't sustainable for their customer base. Now I'm painting the back of my stencil. And this time, instead of wetting the paper, I'm going to spray the stencil. I'm going to lightly mist the stencil because I don't want this to run. And I'm probably going to start right here in this blank space. And then I'm just going to transfer that off, hopefully. And I'll let it sit a moment. So the paper has enough time to absorb. Okay? me find where else. I know I'll put another one there. So what Etsy has done, the 3 things that I'm aware of, they introduced a new feature where they want you to shorten your titles, which might be in conjunction with their new algorithm. So one day I just did it, didn't think much of it, and later on I discovered by accident that they gave some of my listings the exact same name, to the point where I couldn't even find them in my own shop. How many that happened to, I don't know. As soon as I saw it, it happened to 1. Oh man, no, I didn't want that. That's not dark enough. As soon as I noticed it happened to 1, I'm going to have to try to bring that back and lay that over there again, perfectly aligned, so I can get it darker. I quickly went back in and redid all of my titles by hand. Because it was alarming. Okay, here we go. Shoot, I didn't get the center. So let me just try to realign this so I can get it darker. Okay, so the other thing they did, I think they want rid of AI products. And if you use AI, okay, that's a little better. Not great. I think they either want you to quit or change your entire shop. Now, I have heard some pretty dramatic testimonies from handmade creators that have to compete with AI. Like people who design patterns and things like that. That the AI patterns don't even work. You know, like if you're knitting a sweater and it turns out not to come out right because the pattern said sweater and it's not working, well, that actually constitutes fraud. I've heard other people say regarding the title change feature that AI is putting copyright keywords in the title change. I've heard other channels say that Etsy has changed their titles without their consent, as well as deleting their keywords. That's better. And the horror stories just abound. So anyway, what happened to me was my conversion rate, instead of going up, which it has been ever since I started Etsy has went from 7% in July to 0.4% today. And even though I brought, I think it was over 2,000 new visits on my own outside of Etsy, compared to last year, my views have dropped 500%. So there are things that just aren't adding up. It's very discouraging. So I said that the other thing Etsy did was, if you are using AI, they claimed, they actually claimed that they only allowed AI if it only had substantial input, or if you had substantial human input in the end product. That is simply not true. They let in anything and everything. So now you have to disclose if you're using AI in the description. And I think when the algorithm sees that, you're being flagged. So for someone that never really even wanted to use AI, but since that was a major tour de force in the market, and Etsy literally took away the word handmade from their brand so that they could include AI and so that they could use AI to run Etsy. The entire saga just seems a little bit slim shady. So, if they think I am going to create another 30,000 pages just to help them return to their former glory and get back in compliance with reality, they're probably mistaken, and I'm probably mistaken. I just don't want to help them anymore. I just don't want to help them anymore because at this point, staying with Etsy is like staying with an abuser who projects all their abuse onto you. Because I don't need Etsy to tell me how my shop was doing and what effects on their part have always set my shop back. Even when I was steadily moving upward since I began. And quite frankly, when I began, I was incredulous that Etsy even allowed digital products. I didn't see how that corresponded with their brand. So I didn't even know they allowed digital products. So all that amounts to a little too much slim shadiness And do I really want to be associated with that anymore? And the answer is probably going to be no. I think I need something warm. That's a little too much cool. I'm gonna put a bright pink right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll have to put 2. So I don't know how many more times I'm going to do some kind of design like this. Now that I have 3, but it's pretty, giving me like a mandala effect. Okay, where else? I think I need a grouping in here. And I think I need this whole stencils covered. I hope these paints last a while. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts, and I just don't know why I should keep working so hard for a company that obviously doesn't care. And mostly, I don't know, it's kind of like Facebook's attitude, Amazon's attitude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They think you're just going to stay around because they're the only game in town. Well, there was a time when Sears claimed that. And Sears is no longer in business. There was a lot of time when a lot of businesses claimed that, including the company store, if you know that reference, in regards to the miners. I should put some orange. Maybe that would be too much. Okay, so I'm going to go right here. I'm going to try. I don't know, Etsy, it's just like quit biting the hand that feeds you. And this new algorithm, it's only favoring the top sellers. And most of those top sellers aren't handmade. At all. Oops. Oh well, that's okay. Okay. Should I do that here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, and put some orange there. Okay. Maybe that's a little too busy, but it's not too bad. Probably I would cut this off. Cut this off. Or just go around and see which parts I like. That seems a little bare. Where's my stencil? My circle. Let me see if I can get a little something else in there without ruining it. And if not, I'll just cut it off and turn it into something else. Just chop it up. Okay, that's better. Okay. Okay, so I think that's just how I've been trying to get these dual ideas to progress. Let me redo that part so I can see if I can get that something else on top of there. Get it dry so I don't do the same thing again. So anyway, if you are thinking of starting an Etsy shop, you should be prepared that it's going to be extremely, even if you bring in customers from the outside, it's going to be extremely hard for you to gain any traction once you are on the inside, thanks to this new algorithm. And you are likely not going to get any views. So, and that's going to affect everything, and it's going to affect your performance. Like right now, it's affecting my lifetime performance, not just monthly. It's affecting my lifetime performance on Etsy, and that does not make me happy because it's like bringing down the whole ship. And since I think that's what they want, I think they just, you know, it probably wasn't smart of me to add so many AI products, but that is what Etsy had become at that point. So it was like, if you wanted to stay there, you had to do the same thing. And now I think they have to hire lawyers, personally. That's what I think. I think that's what led to the CEO's ouster, however that happened. And lawyers are pretty expensive. Lawyers and shareholders are pretty expensive. So I think there is a lot internally that has been leading to this, and we'll likely never know the full answer, but all you can see is all you can see, and all you should care about is how it's affecting your shop, which in turn includes your customers. So, okay everyone, I think I'll be putting this up on Sunday, and I think I have at least 2 new designs to add a couple new papers to my collection. I'm going to scan these in and make some new papers, and they'll be fun. Okay, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next time. You have a great day and a great week. Bye.